All right, let's see. Take up file 2016-54490, the matter of Joseph Burwanger and Samantha Roach, both are here. Ms. Roach via Zoom, Mr. Burwanger's in court. And this was a date and time set to review the parenting time. There was an order entered at the last hearing granting Ms. Roach physical custody of the child, and Mr. Burwanger, I think, was incarcerated at that time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. But the matter was set for review on the parenting time issue. The two of you had a chance to come up to any kind of agreement on parenting time?
We haven't talked, Your Honor.
Huh?
We haven't talked, Your Honor.
All right, both raise your right hands then. Do you both swear or affirm any testimony given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, this was initially your motion that brought this to be court's attention. What are you requesting as far as the entry of an order at this time?
Like Joseph pointed out, we haven't really talked. I'm not quite sure. What I do know is there's just multiple reasons why I am worried, either for her well-being or her safety. And something I guess someone I had spoken to said I should make it very clear that this motion, as far as Delia being in my custody for the time being, is not something I want to have be a permanent thing. But it's to the point now, things that are, I very much worry for my daughter's safety in Joseph's care at this point in time, given the things that he's been involved in over the last year. And it's not just me at this point that's saying these things. I mean, his own daughter, he has told me that she has asked him to come back to my house because, quote unquote, she doesn't want to be around her drug addicted dad. I have letters here from members of his family. People have gone and gotten notarized letters talking about how, you know, like her aunt has multiple times had to pick her up from school because he didn't show up because he's at home sleeping or just off doing whatever. And she's brought her, it got to the point she stopped taking her out to Joseph. She'd just bring her to me because Lord knows where he is. I mean, the school has records about how much school she missed last year while she was in his custody. And then there's the things that Joseph himself has told me about the things that have happened in his home that terrify me for my daughter. They truly do. Like, this isn't a matter of me trying to be a bitter baby mama. This is me worrying about the safety, health, and well-being of my child. And I know Joseph it can say, Delia's asked, she, you know, called me and asked me to come get her. He didn't come pick her back up for 3 days. No call, no nothing, just didn't show up. Then she proceeded to ask me to sit him down and tell him with her that she did not want to stay with him. And when she did that, he was given the opportunity to have her on the weekends. He was told flat out, she wants to stay with me. You are more than welcome to come over here any day and have dinner with her or take her for a weekend, whatever. We didn't even bother changing our agreement because it wasn't supposed to be a permanent thing. It was supposed to just be a verbal agreement of she stays with me and you get visitation whenever you want. And he would go months. My daughter didn't see her dad for months at one point, and my door was open. He chose not to come and see her. And then all of a sudden, one day he just flips a switch and he wants to go back to 50-50. And then within a few months, he's gotten arrested for the exact kind of thing that made her not want to be there and made me scared for her safety. So I'm not really sure what the solution is. That's why I'm here talking to a referee. Again, I don't want to permanently have this be, I have her and you're out of the picture. But at the same time, I do not think that she is safe or going to be taken care of the way she should be. And that's not coming from one instance. That's coming from almost 2 years worth now of situations and circumstances that have happened over and over again. Like, nothing is changing. In fact, it has gotten worse. I don't know. I've known Joe most of my life. I don't like seeing him like this. I don't like doing this. I don't like feeling like this person, but I worry about Delia too much to sit down anymore and just pretend like I can go off of somebody's word that she's fine and taken care
All right, sir, what's your side of this?
First of all, let me just start off by saying, there has been a time in my life where I fell into some trouble, yes, and I made poor decisions. And out of those poor decisions, one of my better decisions was to let Samantha take care of my daughter. A lot of what she is stating here is well over 2 years ago. Uh, I would just like to point out the record, this whole sleeping thing, okay? 3-4 weeks ago, my girlfriend took Delia and tried to get a hold of Sam, and both her brother confirmed, said, Samantha's on the couch sleeping, we can't get her up, so you can keep her for the night. Just put that out there. We all make bad choices. I'm on the track to get my life together. I've taken care of my legal issue, or most of my legal issues. I've got my license reinstated. I've gotten a car. I'm working on getting a job again. Like I said, we make mistakes. For the better of my daughter, I let Samantha take care of her. This instance where she's speaking of, where last instance where I didn't go with seeing my daughter on the weekends, my car was stolen. I live in the country. It's just part of that downfall of my life there. But since then, I went to jail, obviously. As much as it sucked, it helped me. It helped me get off drugs. I'm happy it happened. At the same time, I'm not happy it happened. But it was what I needed in the time of my life to get me on this course to do better. Now, I understand Sam's had Delia for the last four months now almost. So to help with her routine, I asked that I just, for the time being until summer starts, that just give me Wednesdays and every other weekend, every Wednesday, every other weekend. Then when school ends, we can go back to the 50-50 and we can review all this and we can go on forth there. And that's what I asked for the time being. I know that just to swap back to the 50-50 would be a huge jump. That's what I would prefer, but I would settle for every Wednesday and every other weekend.
So, yes, ma'am, are you in agreement with that at this time, that you have every other weekend and Wednesday parenting time?
I guess, do I have a choice in the matter at this point? I'm gonna have to move forward from here. I fail to see.
There's always a choice. If you think that that's appropriate, then you can say so. If you think it's inappropriate, you can tell me why you wouldn't even be comfortable with that.
I mean, I don't even know how to word what I'm thinking here. I mean, given the things that Joseph has told me himself about what he's been involved in, he was telling me about how he had to put bullets in his floor to warn people off. And after what he's been arrested for, that's literally what came out of his mouth. And for all I know, he was talking out of it because he likes to do that sometimes. But
Can I speak?
No, not yet. Wait till she comes back.
Okay.
Well, I've given her a chance to sort this out. Sir, do you live with anybody right now?
Yes, my girlfriend and her kids.
Certainly.
Erica Cardell.
Cardell.
Cardell. Caudill. 4, 7, and 9.
Where do you live?
838 Water Tower, apartment E2. I just updated it with a friend report.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And you had some criminal things going on in the last hearing. What was the resolution of all that?
They're still ongoing, sir.
All right, so you bonded out?
Yes, actually, they PR bonded me out, Your Honor.
So you're still facing the possession and
yes, they're still on the table, but I'm not sure what's going on with those. With all that, I would just like to point out that again, they're all allegations at the time being, ain't nothing set in stone yet. With that, when they raided my house and they searched me, and none of the instances did they find drugs, they did not find drugs in my house, and they did not find drugs on me. So I just like to point that out. I won't sit here and deny that I didn't do drugs. I don't do drugs now.
Erica?
Huh? No, sir.
Are you being monitored at all during
Yes.
your release?
Yes, sir. Every day I have to call in. I take a random drug test. Taken 2 so far. 1 being yesterday at court, or sorry, Monday at court.
What's the condition of bond? That you drug test daily?
No, it's a random drug test. I just call in and they tell me when to come in. I've done 2 so far, but yes, it's called day reporting or whatever. So I have to call in every day and check in.
Okay. And so what's she talking about with shooting holes in your corner or something like that?
It was just me talking on my ass, man. So yeah, so like I said, when there was a time in my life where I wasn't the right of mind. I was using drugs and shit was just crazy, and you know, I had the wrong people in my life. I'm not gonna lie, I did. That's why my car got stolen. That's you know, what I mean, that's half of my downfall. Was my car got stolen. It was my life, man. Had all my tools and everything in it, and just it spiraled out of control. Then yes, Delia did ask to stay at her mom's, and me and her mom sat down and had a discussion about it, and I agreed to it because I knew it was the best thing at the time.
When was that?
That was in January, October, November, December, January, December. That was in December of not this December, the December before that.
So so you've had this order for 50/50 or week on, week off since 2017, but you hadn't been exercising that for a year?
No, not for a year, sir. So December, January. I had her in December, Christmas. After she came back for Christmas, she came back with me. Then she told me that she wanted to stay with her mom. So from January until school started, which was August.
Sure.
So from January until August, her mom had temporary full custody of her.
Any time during those months?
No, I seen my daughter during those months.
Oh, when did you see?
You know, when I could. I'd borrow a car here, borrow a car there.
So you didn't have a set schedule?
No, it wasn't a set schedule, sir. She was really lenient with me on that.
All the stuff she's talking about predated all that?
Yes, sir. And a lot of it is just hearsay allegations. I mean, a lot of it is just bull.
All right, so then you.
My daughter's never starved. My daughter never had to fend for herself.
So then what was your schedule starting in August of 20?
Back to 50/50.
So for most of the school.
Yes,
year,
and
you went to jail?
up until yes, up until I went to jail, sir. She had not missed a day of school.
That was February? No, that was.
When I got arrested?
Yeah.
December 5th.
Okay. I apologize. I think we have this issue figured out. I'm using a dinosaur of a laptop.
All right, so I asked Mr. Berwanger, I gave you a chance, I gave you a few minutes to get back and you didn't.
Thank
so
you, I
asked
do
him some
appreciate that.
questions. I did ask him some questions. He lives with his girlfriend and her kids in Big Rapids. He's out on PR bond. The charges still aren't resolved fully. He drug tests at the request of probably a court agent of some sort who monitors his pretrial release. No drugs were found in the house when his house was raided. The child asked to stay with you, and he allowed that from January to August, but then you guys were doing 50/50 again from August till December, it sounds like. And now here we are now. Have you had any time since you got out of jail?
No, sir.
What date you got out of jail?
March 1st.
You requested any?
I had my girlfriend ask. Yes. No.
So I guess, ma'am, I don't know if I fully heard what your response was to Mr. Berwanger's request for alternating weekend parenting time through the end of the school year. We can hold a review then.
I guess my only concern is her safety. I didn't realize this person that was contacting me was his girlfriend. Number one, Joseph could have contacted me. I've lived in the same place for 20 years. He could have easily showed up and asked me to see his daughter. I have nothing but all I'm worried about is her safety and her well-being. That's it. I've never tried to actually keep her from him. I just want her to be safe and taken care of. So I guess that is more than fine with me because I'm sure she'd love to see her father. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, just, I guess, yeah, as long as she's gonna be safe and fed, then
So
I don't have any
our
problems with
reason-
that. I would like to just say, I guess, that doesn't necessarily have to be your to Joseph. If we could maybe start the every other weekend part next weekend, just because she is having my parents, my mother is coming up from Detroit to see her for her birthday, and she's very excited about that. Shoot, it's not Wednesday today, but if you'd like to come get her today for a little while, that's more than fine with me. Like I said, I've never tried to keep her from you, Joseph. She has asked to stay with me, and you have left her with me because she asked. It's not me trying to take your daughter from you. She's been right here this whole time.
All right, so it sounds like the parties are in agreement, alternating weekends, what, Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6?
Okay,
Wednesdays from 5 to 8, although
Can-
she said you could do that tonight. or-
Can we do Wednesdays from after school until the next predating school? So that way she just get on the bus and, you know what I mean? The school can be the transfer part. She'd get off out of school, ride the bus home to me, then she'd get on the bus and we could just do pickup from school.
Let's just do the weekends for now, with some time on the Wednesday. She said you could do Thursday this week instead of
Okay.
Wednesday. So 5 to 8 on Wednesdays, except today would be Thursday from 5 to 8. And the weekends would start next weekend. That's that's aligned with our reasonable parenting time policy schedule for the weekends anyway. And then we'll review this on June 2nd at 9 AM, see how things are going, see what you want to do for the summer and thereafter. All right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
June,
Ma'am,
I
anything
apologize.
else?
You said June 2nd at 9 AM?
Yeah, I'll do an order. It'll have the date and time in it.
Okay,
If you've got documents, you said you had some documents there you wanted me to see. That's kind of hard to do over Zoom.
that's, I know, I was
Up,
thinking
that's
that
fine.
myself
If
when
you
I
wanna
got it.
send them in- If you want to send them in beforehand, they'll be put in an envelope and then you can propose to enter them at the hearing.
Okay.
But, I mean, really, a lot of times that type of, document is hearsay anyway. You'd actually need the person here to testify if you wanted their testimony on the record, because Mr. Berwanger can't cross-examine a document.
Okay.
And as far as I know, they're not sworn under oath when they execute that document, so. That's how
well,
I
it
deal
is
with that.
notarized.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That just means that that person saw them sign it. Doesn't
Yeah,
mean that
you're
they
right.
were under oath. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, but for the meantime, we'll do this and I'll see you guys back here on June 2nd at 9 AM. See how things are going.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're all set.